Hello, we are on episode 2 and 3. We will analyze the series Trese, episode 2 and 3. Okay, the content will be the significance of the studies, and then we will talk about the wind people, as I said, the wind elementals on Hana and Ami. That's episode 2, and then we mostly skip to episode 3 on the amulet. I already discussed on my first ed vid, so you can check it there. We will talk about the triangle, the eye symbol. This is the difference between the eye in the episode 1 that's significant to the Norse mythology, which is the Mimir and Odin. So this is different. We'll talk about the gods and goddesses of war. Here in the series Trese is Talag Pusaw. In the significance of God of War, and we'll talk about some stuff which will be significance and some similarities of it, and we will talk about the familiar. Okay, significance of the studies to know contrast of the series into real life and practice in a academic perspective. Ethical consideration. One, I'm not a baybayin. This is just based on reaction and knowledge what I learned, knowledge what I researched from my thesis and other stuff. I have no to less ideas on Philippine myth, Philippine magic, Philippine rituals. So take this bit salty, okay? Cups and limitation. This is a crash course, so I will explain only few, mostly comparative and reaction, and it's limited. Information will be limited. Okay, let's start on the elementals. These are I mean, Hana and Ami, and it said that they are came from the Armis, Habagat, and Amihan. Who Habagat, aka Hana, there is called in our mythology. Is called the southwest god of wind, southwest. Amihan is the goddess of northeast. So they are opposite. They have a myth, uh, mythology stories on them, but we will talk it about later. What are now we will discuss small about elementals. There are so many elementals, as they said, fire, wind, water, and air. Also, if you go for a pentagram or pentacle framework, it will include the spirit. Now, in some myth, they said Amihan and Habagat both are wind elementals and they are in bird form. Now, what are elementals? Elementals are personification of each element, as I said, earth, water, air, and fire. So some say that fire is from salamander uh, form, and earth is from gnomes. Gnomes is GNOME, gnomes. Now, next we will talk about the triangle. Now, the triangle here is from the amulet of which summoned the Lapusa. Now, we will talk about summoning in the next series, next or the next two series. Now, triangle is used in amulets too because they are part of elements. The use of elementals. Now, elementals have a triangle sign. Like here, this is a triangle with triangle itself. It's a fire element. This is from alchemy, okay? Fire element. The reverse triangle is of water. And if you see a triangle with a line, that's an air element. And reverse triangle with a line, that's earth element. This is used in alchemy. Plato and Aristotle do use this in their studies as the alchemic way. Now, the eye symbol. Here we see the eye symbol. Okay, the eye symbol in the Middle East, or the wearer of the eye, is to deflect evil eye. A stare. What is an evil eye? Evil eye is a stare on an individual who has envy or bad intention. I will let's I will explain this furthermore in others. Okay, here it is. And sometimes people see you like on a date, and then suddenly some people just staring at you and angry eyes, kind of like stuff. That's called an evil eye, and parang they will said it's an ill will to the to, to the individuals. No, in Egypt is another thing of the eye is the eye of Horus. In if you there's an eye of Horus if in the on the eye is on the right, the eyes on the left that symbolizes the eye of Ra. Now the symbolize protect is a protection spell also. It's a protection amulet. Now next we will talk about the Talagbusaw. Talagbusaw is a god of war of Bukidnon. Now, there are so many gods of war in this world. One is Athena, the goddess of war itself, but she is also the aspect of scholar and wisdom and tactics. In That's on Athens. On Sparta and the Acadian, they go for Ares, god of war, mostly on brute force. Now, in Egypt, another goddess of war is called, her name is Sekhmet, goddess of war, the goddess of blood, but she's also considered the goddess of healing and goddess of medicine. So there is a both aspect of the evil side, the danger side, and also the good side. You see God Athena and Sekhmet. Now there is called Mineses, is also a god of war in Egypt. Is a lion head god, is they called the son of Sekhmet. He's the god of war, but also the protector of innocent, and is the god of justice also. So if you see, they have a duality. We'll talk about duality in the future. the aspect of duality. And the question here is, what is Talakbusaw on war? Is it uh, rebirth, as he said in the movie, at the series, destruction and rebirth? So basically, it's kind of like Shiva. I don't know. We will research more on that. Hopefully, we can find some research on that. And we will talk about the familiars as this this creature said, "You are in my dressing room of my familiar, Nova Aurora." What is a familiar? Familiar is a magical connection between humans and animals, but this is not an animal, but true. Not only animals, the common is the animals, but it can be plants. In history, they're called numens, of a force that allows spirits to adhere powers to the herbs and plants. That's in the shamanic way, on in ancient way. Now from here, this creature is kind of protect our Nova Aurora. So he is considered to be a guardian familiar. Now, a familiar could be the term of a companion itself, which is why it's mostly they use an animal, dogs, cats, any types of familiar, which to comfort human beings, to comfort us people. So that's sometimes they said they just come to our lives. That's a simple familiar that they said. Now we are on the reference. The reference words I gave is here. Now this is next I will give for my next topic. It will be on episode 4, 5, and 6. So stay tuned and to be continued.